Hi, welcome to your online Yoga Fury class. Today we're going to be working with approximately 25 minutes classic. My timekeeping is dreadful, so hopefully it'll be around that length of time. We're going to be looking at a flow for runners today. So essentially we're going to be looking at the quads, the hamstrings, the calves, the glutes, a little bit around the hip flexors. And of course, the rest of the body's going to be moving. There'll be some engagement with the core as well, but predominantly sort of working into those areas. So this could be a practice that you could do quite gently after you've been running, and just use it as helping you have a warm down. Or of course, it's just something that you can engage with just generally to work with those muscle groups. So probably lost at least 2 minutes there gabbing. So we'll come to the front of the mat in a standing position. So the feet are about a hip width apart. Just settling down into the feet, lifting the toes, feeling the arches establish, and we'll allow the legs to move towards straight. We'll just tuck the hips under just a wee bit, lengthen the spine, soften the shoulders from the ears, and the chin's at a nice neutral position. We can just rock back and forth on the feet, dropping the toes, and yeah, there we go, settling, flipping the palms. And we'll move with the breath today, so we'll establish a nice breathing rhythm that we can use in the practice. Inhale, not too deep, not too breath, not over breathing. Exhale matches the inhale, so breath is even. And then we might want to notice at the top of the breath and at the bottom of the breath there are these transitional moments, and they're a little bit still, so we'll register those as well. And we'll bring some movement to the breath. So as we inhale, we're going to bring the arms up, spine lengthening, ribcage lifting. Exhale, arms come down, releasing. We'll take that a couple of times, just fitting the movement into the breath, so we're moving at the speed of our breath. So on the next inhale, we're going to meet at the top of the breath. Lovely long spine, open side body. Exhale, we're going to allow the knees to soften a little. Bring an arch to the spine. Let the neck soften as the chin tucks, and we'll come into just a soft dangle. So just taking a moment here, connecting with how this new orientation feels. And then we'll draw the knees back, moving the legs towards straight, folding at the waist, reaching the heart forward. And we'll come into our Uttanasana, our forward fold, and start to feel the hamstrings engaging. Staying with the breath, noticing where we might feel tension, where we might be able to release that tension and let that soften a little. A little body hack. We can engage the quads as if we could lift the knees, not fully, maybe about 25-30%. And then see as we release whether the hamstrings have let go a little, and maybe there's a little more movement available. Inhaling, we'll soften the knees, reach the heart forward. And as we exhale, we're going to step back the right foot and come down onto the right knee. We're going to scooch the right foot forward a little bit, take the left knee back a little, flatten the top of the right foot to the mat, and drop down into our low lunge. So rather than being upright and fully supported, we're releasing into this space and we can feel stretch in the quads there. Just letting ourselves soften into that a little more. Soften face, release shoulders, let side body go. Drop into the space. Feel that engagement, hips stay square. Inhale, we're going to lift the right arm and it drops on the outside of the left knee and we'll take a twist. Left arm comes out behind us. We're going to lift that right leg and then gently take a hold of the ankle and just kick back in to that left hand. Ooh, just a little wobble. Find my way back there again. Kick into the hand. Soften the shoulders, broaden the collars. Exhale. We'll release the twist. Take hold of the ankle, reaching the right hand back to the right ankle. Perhaps we can take a hold of the right ankle, drop in a little bit more, kick back into the hands, roll the shoulders back, broaden the collars, draw the shoulder blades together. We can feel some movement in those quads now. On the exhale, going to bring the right hand to the mat, then release the right ankle, bring the left hand to the mat, and then as we inhale, we'll drop the hips back and we'll come into the hamstrings on the left leg again. Ardha Hanumanasana, half splits. So we've got a little activity in the toes here, little toe tuck, and then we're reaching the heart forward, folding at the waist, long spine, feeling into the hamstring. And just stay with our breath. Inhaling, we'll come back forward again. Bring the hands to the mat, push into the right heel. That's going to lift the right knee. We're going to step back, left leg meets right, and we'll settle into our planks. There's a little bit more of the core engaged here. Hands nice and firm to the mat. Roll elbows in, push into hands, fire into heels, draw belly in. Lots of room for the neck to move. And as we exhale, dropping the knees to the mat, rolling the elbows in, feeding the body through, glue hips to the mat, let the tops of the feet come to the mat, engage the quads, lifting the knees, squeeze the elbows in, reach the heart forward, lengthen the spine, then lifting in Bhujangasana Cobra. Chin is tucked, exhale, bring all that length back down to the mat. We'll go again. Inhale, we're rising, opening that front body. Exhale, release. Take it one more time. This time we'll hold our Cobra and take a couple of rounds of breath here. And then on the next exhale, push into the hands, lift the hips, take them back to the heels. Arms nice and long, spine long, side body open. Allow yourself to settle here and appreciate what's actually happening. Not just passing through. Inhale, coming into all fours. We can tuck the toes. And we'll flow into some cat-cows. So taking the spine through some simple movements. Inhale, roll elbows in, reach heart forward, lift chin, drop belly. Exhale, push into the hands, roll elbows out. Feel the back broaden as chin tucks and belly draws in. And we're moving between the top and the bottom of the breath. We'll come to spinal neutral. Firm the hands, roll the elbows in, takes the shoulders from the ears, push into the hands, lift the hips, drop the heels down, and you start to feel into the calves. Make any little adjustments you need to make here. And on the next inhale, we're going to soften that left knee and then let the right heel drift towards the mat on the exhale. So we're feeling into the calf. We take a few rounds of breath like this. Feeling the tension, releasing the tension, finding movement, new tension comes with movement, and see if we can release again. We'll take that on the other side, so inhale, we'll bring a bend to the right knee and we'll let the left heel drift towards the mat. When you come to your next inhale, we're going to lift both the heels, come up onto the toes, drop the heels both towards the mat, move the legs towards straight, release the shoulders and let the weight drop into the hands so you feel strong foundation in down dog. Plus you feel the hips lifting up, spine lengthens, side body lengthens. Next inhale, we're going to lift the left leg. Exhale, we're going to step it forward. The foot lands between the hands. Going to draw the right foot to meet the left and find ourselves in a dangle here. So there's a bend to the knees. Shoulders nice and soft, spine arched, chin tucked. So let the knees bend just a little more. Bring the chest down onto the knees so the spine is long. And take the peace fingers, which is these guys here. Pop them round the big toe, close the loop with the thumb. Roll the elbows into the kneecaps, take the shoulders from the ears. Keep the chest where it is if you're able. Draw the knees back, legs moving towards straight. Neck is still soft. And just see where we come to. Each inhale, drawing the knees back. Each exhale, softening and releasing tension. And if it seems appropriate to you, you can draw down on the toes a little bit. But not dragging ourselves into anything. Using that exhale to gently release. Keeping out of the back of the knees, lifting the hips. We'll hold what we've got. As we exhale, let the knees bend softly, feel all that tension melt away to the point where we can remove the hands. And then on the inhale, we'll ride the breath right up to the top. Exhale, hands come to the sides. And we'll get ready to take that on the other side. So on the inhale, we'll rise to the top of the breath. Exhale. Take that little swan dive back into a forward fold, but we'll keep some softness in the knees. No need to go straight into the hamstrings. Soften knees a little more. Inhale, reach heart forward. Step back with the left leg. Exhale, drops the left knee to the mat. We can bring the right foot forward a bit. Bring the sole of the left foot to face the ceiling, top of the foot to the mat. Drop into the space we've created. So we're in our low lunge again. Feeling a little into the hips. And we're feeling into the quads. So just take a moment here to really let go. If you're holding on, soften the face, soften the shoulders, release the side body. Inhale, we'll take the hands to the top of the breath. Exhale, we'll take our twist, so the left hand comes to the outside of the right knee. And then we can lift up this left leg and take a hold of the left ankle with the right hand. And then we're kicking back, broadening the collars, drawing the shoulder blades together, keeping soft into that hip. Not riding back up again, but still releasing. Feeling all that sensation. And then we can square the hips back off. Bring the left hand round to the left ankle. Take a hold. Draw shoulder blades together. Open the front of the body. Gentle back bend. Kicking back into the hands. Feeling those quads. Exhale, release his left hand. Then release left ankle with the right hand. Keep the toes tucked on the left foot. Drop the hips back. Ardha Hanumanasana into our half splits. Fold at the waist. Reach the heart forward. Push down into the heel. Draw toes back to shin. Feel into the hamstrings. Right amount of sensation, not too much. Inhale, coming back up again. Bring the hands to the mat, push back into the left heel, lifts the knee, step back, right foot meets left. Find ourselves in our plank. Establish ourselves nice and strong in plank. And then we'll release the knees to the mat, roll the elbow in, feed the body through. Inhale, we rise up. Bhujangasana. Exhale, bring all that length to the mat. Inhale into our back bend. Exhale, release. Inhale, rise up and we'll hold. Front of the body, nice and open heart, reaching forward. Elbows squeeze into ribs. Almost as if we could draw the hands back towards us, nice long spines. Exhale, push into hands. Lift hips, take hips back to heels. Body's nice and long here. Inhale, coming into all fours. Tuck toes. And let's roll through those cat-cows. We'll come to back flat. Push into hands. Lift hips into our down dog, coming back into the calves. How do they feel? Have they softened? Inhaling, lifting the right leg. Exhale, don't swing off the hip. Draw the knee forward between the arms. Pop the foot down. Left foot meets right. Here we are back in our dangle. So the knees are bent quite deeply. Heart reaches forward, spine is long.
fold is at the waist. We'll have one little go back into the hamstrings. So either option, whatever worked for you last time, but we could place the palms underneath the feet. So the toes just come up to the wrists, just as before. Start to draw the knees back again. So the legs move towards straight, reaching heart forward. Lifting the hips. Softening the shoulders. Lifting the hips. Release the neck, tuck the chin. Tension where we feel tension, softness where we can have softness. Exhale, gently soften the knees back off. When the knees are nice and bent, you can release the hands. Inhaling, reaching the heart forward. Exhale, we'll step the right leg back, the left leg back. Then we'll take a few rounds of cat-cow again. Back flat, spine neutral. Going to work with the slightly strangely named sloppy swan. So this is a little like a pigeon or a sleeping pigeon variation, which takes all the pressure away from the knees. And if you're a runner and your knees can be a little tender, you definitely don't want to be putting too much strain in those. So as we inhale, we're going to slide this right knee forward to the right wrist. We're going to bring the left ankle across, the right ankle across to the left wrist. But at this point, we're going to drop the right hip down to the mat. So a little like a loose square, legs set up in this configuration. And then we're going to release the body over this right shin. And depending on the sensitivity of your knees is depending on how far you might bring the body forward. So working with what feels right for you, releasing the heart forward and feeling that sensation in the glute. Excuse me. So we're staying out of the knee, but we're still getting into the glute and into those hip flexors. So release the body. Release all the tension that's supporting you and just allow yourself to become heavier to the mat. Soften the face and soften the shoulders. Don't use the arms to support yourself too much. And you can feel the breath and the sensation marry through the inhale and the exhale. There's a gentle pulse in that target area. Next inhale, we'll bring ourselves into some sort of functional alignment so we can take the weight evenly into the hands. Draw the left knee forward, push into the right hand. We'll take the right heel back. Lots of sensation in that right glute. Maybe take a couple of cat-cows if that feels nice. And then we'll slide the left knee forward and bring left ankle towards the right wrist. And then we can drop the left hip down. So it's that loose bend coming in to that left leg. and we'll release ourselves forward. So that's my 25 minutes up. We'll be here for a few rounds of breath yet. In these postures, it's important to find the sensation. And we find that really by relaxing and letting go. The more the body holds on, the less likely we are to be able to get into this left glute. So we can use the breath. We know that we can consciously soften, so we can soften face and shoulders. When weight comes down over the left shin, not reaching the weight forward, we want the glute to stay on the mat. And this is one of these postures where you can stay in it for quite a long time, really. It can become yin-like. But for today, again, we're going to find that functional alignment, so we can take the weight evenly into the hands, bringing the right knee forward, pushing into the left hand. We can bring ourselves back up into all fours, and we'll take the knees out to the edges of the mat, bring the big toes together, and we're just going to drop the hips to the heels, reach the arms forward. We'll take a couple of rounds of breath here. Just countering our sloppy swans, and then push into the knees, lift the chest, bring the heart back, bring the knees together and rock on left or right hip, your choice, swing legs round, and we'll release ourselves nice and long to the mat. And as always, you are welcome to stay in Shavasana as long as you wish. We're only going to be here for a minute or so. Just enough time to really release the body to the mat. Connect with all the points where the body meets the mat. And try and become a little heavier around those. And no conscious effort going into breath. Just gentle. And receptive. Awareness is open. And we can rest. We can begin to make our way out of Shavasana if we wish, by allowing the breath to deepen a little. Bring a wiggle to the fingers and to the toes, and maybe a roll of the wrists. Coming on to the side body, using the arms as a pillow. Or gently guiding ourselves back up to a comfortable seated position. And sit bones are nice and heavy, hips soft, spine long, shoulders releasing away from ears. There's an option to tuck chin, close eyes, bring hands to heart center.
And we're grateful for our practice today, anything we've learned, given or received. And namaste.